Our guest now, very privileged to have exclusively with us John Gloster, a man who's been Indian team's physio in the past. He knows what happens in the situations like this when someone suffers an injury. John, thanks so much for being with us. Also joining us, Nikhil Naz, somebody I worked with very closely right here at NDTV, our very own. I like to think of him as a sports presenter now, and Krishna Prasad, leading journalist associated with cricket for a very long time. Okay, John, I want to start with you. Your first thoughts about all that's taking place. So Patrick Farhat had taken Shikhar Dhawan 2 leads for a medical test, and after that you're seeing all of these reactions. I want you to take us through what happens in an injury like this, and also the bureaucracy, how it manages the media.
Look, I think there's some positives here. Obviously, the first positive is that Shikhar, they haven't called for a replacement for Shikhar, so they obviously feel that the injury has the capability of improving significantly in a short period of time. So that's the first. The second is that he batted on and continued to bat for significant lengths of time after the injury occurred. With serious bone fractures, particularly in the thumb region, it's often very difficult to continue your innings. So we look at that as a significant positive as well. The other thing is we don't really know, is it a fracture or is it a soft tissue injury? Let's hope it's a soft tissue injury and it just involves swelling.
Okay, in situations like this, what happens? Is he likely to be? Can he play through a match like a big match like Pakistan, for example?
Yeah, given that it's his left hand, I believe, and he's right-handed for fielding, so that again is a positive. If it's what we call if it is a fracture and it's a non-displaced fracture, then there is an opportunity to play with the correct amount of taping and protection of that glove for his batting, and then it's just a matter of administering pain relief to ensure that he can get through. So. But first of all, you need to make a correct diagnosis as to whether that fracture involves the joint line itself or if it's displaced. If it's undisplaced and it's a hairline and it's not involving the joint line directly, then there's a fair possibility that you can play through that type of injury.
So why is that information not being shared with us?
Look, I mean, diagnosis is, once you have a diagnosis, then the first people that obviously are informed is the cricket board and the player themselves. Keeping information amongst the team is quite common these days, but I think given that the nature of this tournament and the nature of the Indian fans, it's really important that everybody is on the same page so there's no speculation about the injury itself, and then we can be realistic about timeframes and return to play. So whether they're still awaiting some reports to come back, that is often the case. Sometimes these reports take a couple of days to come back to be conclusive. But they may also be looking at or giving a 48-hour window so that Shikhar can adequately improve in that window. And if that's the case, then it gives him even a better opportunity to play much sooner.